Cocktail Hour. Get your cannabis, get your coffee, get your vino, whatever your poison is, and get your butt in here. Your girl told you that I will be going live more, and I am fulfilling my New Year's resolution. So, what's up, guys? Today, I thought that before the ball drops, before all of that, we would connect. So, if you guys are cooking, if you guys are getting ready for tonight, if you're just chilling, come on in. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be discussing several topics. One of the topics is the New York Knicks. Shout out to all the Knicks fans out there. The Knicks are killing it this season. And for all the haters or for all the people who are just so used to us losing, it is a hard pill to swallow that the Knicks are winning and they are on top. We now have depth. A lot of people in the NBA or a lot of analysts were saying last year that we didn't have depth. This year, we have depth. We have so many players added to the roster who are like just filling in when Jalen Brunson isn't having a good game, when Mitchell Robinson isn't on, when OG is out. We now have a bench. Okay, so we're going to get into the New York Knicks, what's going on with them. They're going to be playing the Spurs tonight for the second meeting this year. Remember, we did play them in the Cup and ended up winning. So tonight is going to be a good game, and we're going to talk about who's going to be playing tonight, who's out, how is that going to look. We're also going to get into the biggest case, I feel like, of 2025, besides the Diddy case, because we know Diddy is up there. But we do have the David Burke case, D4VD, the indie R&B rapper, who the body of his underage girlfriend was found in the front of his car. Okay, there has still not been any arrest. It looks like the body was found in early September. We are now approaching January, and there has still not been any arrests. There has been a jury that was convened. They are looking at evidence, but there is a huge update on who they think is going to be charged with this crime. So we're going to get into that. And then we are going to get into what's going on with New York City radio. Like, it looks like New York City radio, putting the Breakfast Club aside and all of the accomplishments that come with that are coming to Charlemagne. So shout out to Charlemagne. It looks like he landed a $200 million deal, right? But putting the Breakfast Club aside, there has been so many radio stations that have been canned. One of the biggest ones that we know about is Ebro in the Morning. So Ebro in the Morning with Rosenberg and Laura Stiles, that show has been canned. It looks like right now Funkmaster Flex is filling in for that time slot as they look for new talent, or maybe they have new talent. They did try to throw out 3 individuals to kind of maybe get a feeler. I thought it was like they were trying to get a feeler, and it looks like that was a wash. They said that that's going to now be like maybe their down south radio station team, whatever that means. But we're going to get into Ebro in the Morning. Like, what's going on with New York radio? Is YouTube now the place for all news? It's no longer New York radio. Like, I would wake up in the morning and listen to Hot 97 or 105.1. I really do not feel like in this generation people are doing that. I now wake up and go to YouTube. Okay, just like y'all do. You come to YouTube for the real, for unfiltered content, although it is still a little filtered. We know we can't say everything on YouTube, right? But it is still less filtered than radio would ever. So we're going to talk about Ebro in the Morning. We're going to get into all of that. So if you guys have not liked the video, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. This is where you get all trending topics, all real talk, anything current, true crime, what's going on. You're going to get that all here on Mama's Cocktail Hour. So let's jump into it. Okay. And so we're going to jump into the D4VD case really quickly because there has been an update, a major update on that case. Okay. let me just recap as to where we were with that case so that I can fill you guys in. So we were at a point, this case has done so many spirals for me that I people I will be honest here. Let me be 100% honest. Like, people say they're not a conspiracy theorist. I absolutely am. Okay? I am absolutely a conspiracy theorist, and I don't even want to call myself a conspiracy theorist. I just feel like I connect the dots, right? So the things that people don't think about and the things that people don't connect, I will connect. So if I'm that person for you guys and you guys kind of have that same thing, then subscribe to the channel. And like, cuz we are free thinkers here. We are going to talk about and say the things out loud that everybody else would think is crazy. Like, all my friends will tell you that I have been talking about the Diddy saga for years, okay? Because obviously I've been on YouTube, and YouTube for years, there has been whispers about a lot of the things going on with Diddy. So we heard it here first before the Cassie lawsuit dropped, before there was a court case, before he was indicted, before any of the federal charges. YouTube knew about it. So this is the place. If you guys don't know this already, YouTube is the place. It is the future for all news, for all type of conversations, real conversations. So let's jump into it. Hello to everybody in the comments. Thank you so much for all the nice compliments. I appreciate y'all. So let's jump into it, okay? So the D4VD case has taken us for a rampage, okay? Now let's start to break it down. Who is D4VD? If you don't know him, I didn't know him either, okay? I had to go and ask my 18-year-old son about this guy, okay? So it looks like he does what I would like to say is suicide music. Like, I feel like his music is very dark. It is R&B, right? He's not a rapper. But it looks like for individuals who are 18, 19, 20, like, he is big, okay? He was doing shows in Japan. He was touring all over the world. It looks like he was even kind of tapping into the K-pop world, okay? He started messing with some girls who were like big in K-pop, and his music was really taking off, okay? So this guy was worth millions of dollars. He is also signed to Interscope Records. Hold that thought. He is signed to Interscope, okay? So he was going on tour. He went on tour in early July, and it looks like his Tesla that was registered to him was parked 2 blocks away from his house. And in early September, the neighbors called the cops on the car, and it was taken to a tow yard where ultimately a body of an underage girl was found in his car, okay? Since then, since September, he has not been questioned. He has not been charged. And we have just been all left in a loop as to how a girl was found in his car unalived, okay? So that is the quick synopsis. So everybody is going crazy over this story because, from my point of view, if this was a degular individual such as you and I, and there was allegedly a body found in our car, we would have been taken straight to the jail. We would have been questioned. There would have been no time wasted. But it looks like, because he is an asset, because he is a celebrity, so to speak, there has been no movement. He now has a big law firm that is representing him, right? He is an asset to Interscope Records, and that could be why, or I feel like that could be as to why he has not been questioned, why there has not been any formal charges. I believe that they are trying to take their sweet ass time, making sure they dot their I's and cross their T's, so when that does come forward, they have all their ducks in a row. Regardless of what, it is fucked up to the family of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who is mourning the death of their 14-year-old child, okay? And there has been no answers, no justice, no nothing. I am surprised that this family hasn't come forward, got a lawyer, that they haven't been speaking in the media about what's going on with their child. The only reason why I feel like that has not taken place at this current time, and this is my thought, is I believe they're undocumented. Okay. I believe that they are here illegally. And I know that sounds almost stereotypical, but this is only my thoughts. And that's the reason why I feel like they haven't came forward, that they haven't been more active in a lot of, the media. I do believe that they are undocumented, like they're here illegally. And we already know what's going on in our climate right now when it has to do with people who are illegal. So we don't have to get into the politic aspects of it, but I'm not sure what she was, whether she was Mexican, whether she was Ecuadorian. I don't know what her, she does look like she is Hispanic. Okay. So let's dive into what the newest update is on this case, because it is fucking crazy. Okay. Now, TMZ has been covering this shit from inception. I'm a little weary about TMZ, I have to say. I'm not sure if, and you guys can drop me in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are. Do you feel like TMZ is like paid media? Like, do you feel like they have relationships with certain celebrities and certain things come out and certain things don't? I feel like I saw that when it had to do with the Diddy case. I feel like there was an aura of the Diddy case that was like, when TMZ dropped something, it was always like the other side of the coin. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're being honest. But as a journalist, you have an obligation to spit the facts, right? Even if the facts don't align with what your beliefs may be or how you may feel, as a journalist, you have a obligation to spit the facts. And I feel like when it came to Diddy and TMZ, it was the first time that I saw that there was like their opinion was rather skewed, okay? So I also am getting this feeling when it has to do with D4VD and this case. Again, shout out to everybody in the comments. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. It helps me have my channel grow. I am trying to grow on YouTube. So let's get into it, okay? So the headline is D4VD David Anthony Burke likely to be indicted in Celeste Rivas murder, okay? What I think is interesting about this is that it is now calling it a unaliving, okay? That has never been said before. When this case first dropped, TMZ was reporting that it could possibly be a OD, that the only crime in this case could have been that they disposed of the body incorrectly. Like, there was so much bullshit relating this case. And this is why, like, I feel so passionate that the family should come forward. The family should start to speak out, because I feel like that's the only way that they would start moving. Okay? Like, they wouldn't start moving if nobody is there to represent Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So they are now calling this case a murder. Okay? They weren't calling it a murder before. Before, it was just a girl was found on the trunk of his car. Like, any normal human being would be like, okay, that's suspicious. But LAPD, TMZ, everybody was saying that it could have possibly been an OD. Now, the narrative has completely changed, guys. We have now moved from the possibility that this could have been an OD to now it being categorized as a unaliving. Let's jump into it. Singer David will likely face murder charges for the death of Celeste Rivas. And that's because the grand jury that's hearing the case will be asked to hand down an indictment, okay? There was a report last month that the grand jury was an investigative grand jury that helped authorities gather evidence, but one that does not indict. So that was also a huge update on the case. A couple of weeks back, they had said that there was a grand jury convened and that they were reviewing evidence and speaking to witnesses on the case. So does this mean now that they have enough information to finally indict David Anthony Burke? Could that be what's going on? All right, so let's keep going. It says an investigative grand jury can be useful to subpoena and then force uncooperative witnesses to testify. Why is that important? They believe that he was not alone in this unaliving. They believe that he had help. We can go back to one of the earlier reports where there were reports, according to TMZ, that the body had different different types of cuts. Okay, so let's say you, God forbid, because like who does this other than a freaking demon himself, right? But if you are cutting a body, and let's say you have an individual, and I know this is gross, guys. If you're cutting a body, let's say with a chainsaw, whatever the case may be, if you're cutting it, and let's say you are stronger than someone else, the cuts are going to be different, right? So think about it. You're cutting chicken bone. Like if you're strong and you can cut straight through it, and let's say you have somebody else who's not as strong, they will not be, like, their cut will not be as deep. That's what they're saying that they're seeing in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case, which then indicates that there was more than one person helping to dismember this body. Okay, so they know that he was not alone. Now they're trying to figure out who was helping him. Okay, who was his accomplices. Now they are interviewing everybody to try to figure out what the hell is going on. And that's why I feel like the grand jury was even convened, so that they can pressure now people around David to figure out what it is that they know. And I think it's interesting because David's manager was brought into a grand jury, and it looks like he was there for 3 days, and they were questioning him for 3 days. And TMZ reported that when he came outside of the courtroom, he was speaking to his lawyer, and they overheard him saying that he felt like the prosecutor was very pushy as to why he never reported her missing. And he said it was his job to kind of make sure that the tour went forward. Okay? So like it's hella bullshit. People are saying TMZ. Guys, I'm not an expert, but what I actually do is I read and I research. So if you guys are not reading and you guys are not researching, that's what I'm here for. So I'm just explaining, and I've been following the case from inception, so I know exactly where we are, okay? So let's jump into it. So now TMZ is reporting that they are now at a place where they're now calling this a murder. And that's a huge update, because we went from a place where it wasn't an unaliving. It could have potentially been an OD, to now it being categorized as a murder. Okay? So from what I'm taking from this is that they are at a point now where they have enough evidence to bring David Anthony Burke in. And now they have concrete evidence to say that he could have done this. Okay, that is my perception of it. I don't see why we would move from a place where they were like, oh, this could have been an accident, she could have just OD'd on something, to now they are now categorizing this as a murder. Okay, so something had to happen there. It doesn't take a genius to say they had a grand jury. The grand jury was looking at evidence. They were investigating witnesses. And now, all of a sudden, they're now ready to say that he will likely be indicted on murder charges. Okay? Come on, guys. Let's just break it down. Okay? So what do I think is interesting? For me, I wanted to discuss with you guys what you think is some of the evidence that they could have potentially found on this case. Okay? For me, I think one of the biggest pieces of evidence is the Tesla itself. Because when I was doing some research on the Tesla, it was stating that Teslas are like mini computers. They can take pictures of the outside of the car. They can take videos and pictures or whatever of the inside of the car, right? And for everybody just jumping in, we are talking D4VD case, okay? There has been a huge update according to TMZ. They are now saying that it is likely that David Anthony Burke, D4VD, will be indicted on murder charges when it comes to the Celeste Rivas Hernandez murder. Okay? So there has been heavy speculation just on the fact that she was underaged. Okay? I have been researching so much Reddit. Reddit has done a great job of breaking down a lot of um the live streams that he has done. There was a infamous live stream that I have actually put on my channel. So if you guys please go check out my channel, I did many videos on D4VD where I put up a live stream, and this live stream has been going viral. It's basically where he says, "I media trained you," and she says, "You media trained me for R wording kids." Now, you guys know what R wording means, right? It means RAPE. All right. So in that live stream, she says, "You media trained me for RAPE kids." Okay. So you guys get it. I can't say it here for YouTube purposes, but she said that herself. Now, what's ironic about that situation is that there has been hella speculation that he may have like known her since she was 12 years old. Now, this man is 19, 20 years old. And at the time that her body was found, she was 14, turning 15. So at the end of the day, she was a child. And I think people are diminishing the fact that he was in a sexual relationship with an underage girl. Okay? Like, it is disgusting. It is horrendous. A family is grieving their child being lost, regardless of what people say about, like, she may have wanted it. She went over there. She had a rough family life. This was a child. And think about it. David Anthony Burke wasn't alone. He had so many people surrounding his orbit because he was working as an artist for Interscope. So imagine, he probably had publicists, he probably had managers, he probably had all types of people around him, adults around him that knew what his day-to-day was. There even has been photos of this girl backstage at his concerts. The most craziest photo that I seen on the David Anthony Burke case was a photo that featured his mother, his brother, and I'm not sure if it was his sister, but it was his whole entire family seated at one of his concerts, and Celeste Rivas Hernandez was in the middle. Now, for his mother, shame on you that you did not know that this girl was underage dating your 18 to 19-year-old son. Like, there was so many red flags that nobody picked up at all, or nobody cared to pick up, because why? Maybe he was a millionaire. Maybe he was providing a lifestyle for his family. We know he recently just he put his homes underneath his mother's name. So it looks like he has some homes that he had purchased for his mother in Texas or his family. He has now changed those and put them underneath her name. Okay, that happened way in the beginning of the investigation. So we know that there was some funny business happening when it came to David. And now what I think is important is that the adults around D4VD need to be held responsible for what they saw. And so I think that that's what's happening. The prosecutor was now having a conversation with David, his manager, asking why they never reported the girl missing. Okay, if you knew she was gone and you knew she was no longer around, where the fuck did she go? Okay, we need to make sure that these people are held accountable. So let's get back into it, because I know I'm going on a tangent, but this case got me vexed, okay? And for all the people in the comments that are haters, you can go left with that. Like, if you're not here to be supportive, you're not here to kind of like, you can exit stage left, just so you know. All right, let's get back into it. It says, our sources say, however, that the grand jury that has been hearing witnesses in the Celeste Rivas murder is actually one that will vote on indictments. And multiple sources tell TMZ that authorities, including prosecutor Beth Silverman, believe David was involved in the death of Celeste Rivas, okay? TMZ broke the story earlier this month that David's day-to-day manager, Robert Morgenroth, testified for days, okay? And he told his lawyer in the courtroom, this is what we were just talking about, that Silverman, who is the prosecutor, was very pushy as to why he didn't call the police. What kind of bullshit is that? She was very pushy. As she fucking should be. There is a 14-year-old minor that showed up dead in this man's car. Don't you think she wants to get to answers as to what the fuck happened? Like, this is the type of shit that I'm talking about, okay? People with money, stature, they feel like they don't need to answer to stuff like this. It's absolutely disgusting and it's ridiculous, okay? Why am I yelling? I am yelling because I am pissed the fuck off, okay? Pissed off. I am pissed off that this man is not sitting behind a jail cell, hasn't been questioned at the very least, right? Like, I am pissed off. All right. So that is the latest news on D4VD. They are saying that potentially some charges can come for him in early, I don't know, February. I feel like that's still far away from me. I feel like at this point, we done seen a burn cage come out of this situation. They're now saying that they found a chainsaw at the residence where he was previously at. Like, if there's smoke, there's fire, guys, at this point. Like, that's what I believe. Like, let me know what you think in the comments. People are saying I'm not pissed off enough. I'm pissed. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right. So let's move on to the next topic, guys. And the next topic we're going to be discussing is Ebro in the morning. What the hell is going on with New York City radio? Are you guys still listening to radio? Even if you do not live in the tri-state area, I want to know, like, do you guys listen to radio or are you guys more into YouTube? Like, because for myself, like, I absolutely believe like YouTube is the future. Like, this is where I come to get my news, to get the latest updates. And it looks like New York radio is a wrap. Okay. And let's dive into the next topic, which is discussing Ebro in the morning. Okay. So Ebro Rosenberg and Laura Stiles had a show for many years on Hot 97. It was their morning show and they had been going for a really long time. So Ebro took to his Instagram to talk about the reasons why he thought the show was canned, which was ultimately like he didn't want to jump on board with new leadership, you know, that type of shit, right? So let's get into this article because it looks like they're saying that they're not actually replacing Ebro in the morning. It says Hot 97 revealed its new trio of hosts for their morning show slot, which didn't receive favorable reactions from Joe Budden and Funkmaster Flex, which I think is very interesting. So they did throw out 3 new individuals that the whole entire New York was chewing them up. And I believe in New York, one of the big things is that when you think about New York City radio, you think about New York City voices. You think about people who are from New York, understand the culture, understand the vibe, and you hope that they would get somebody that matches that vibe, right? So it looks like they tried to feature these 3 new people and people were like, nope, we not having it. This is trash. Who are these people? And this is what this article is revealing. Following the cancellation of Ebro in the morning, the plans for the morning show slot in New York were up in the air. The past weekend, feathers were ruffled following Hot 97's announcement on Instagram, the new Hot 97 host, and they featured these 3 people. They captioned the post revealing the new voices to be Rondell Smith, Lena Harris, and Million. All of them have had past media experience, with Smith being an actor and comedian. Harris has been new in the industry for at least a decade. As for Million, he's an interviewer and a content creator. But despite their credentials, they aren't household names, and they had a lot of people upset, okay? Including myself. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was like, who are these people and why the fuck are they here? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was one of those people. That includes Joe Button, guys. It says Hot 97 employee Funk Flex, not even doing this with them today, LOL. The rapper turned podcaster said on his Instagram story, Flex appeared to take a shot, dropping crying and laughing emojis under Hot 97's announcement and nothing else. Crazy. So Funk Master Flex had nothing nice to say about his employer that now was featuring 3 new show hosts for the Hot 97 in the morning show. So it looks like Funk Master Flex was not happy with the 3 individuals that they chose either, which I think is interesting because it looks like Funk Master Flex is the one that is actually, he's the one that's running the morning show right now. And people had lots to say about him running the morning show. It looks like they were like, yo, nobody wants to hear Funk Flex throw bombs at 9 o'clock in the morning. Yo, New York is not for the weak of heart. So if you are a New Yorker, you already know we are thick-skinned. We can take all the hate, just like I can take all the hate from y'all in the comments. We thick-skinned, so nothing can really fuck with us like that. All right, let's get back into it. It says, but something that we haven't mentioned yet is where Smith, Harris, and Million are going to be based. Everyone that has blasted the radio station has assumed that they were the replacements for Ebro, Peter Rosenberg, and Laura Stiles. Okay? It says the new group is actually going to be heading the Hot 97 in Atlanta instead of the city's daily live national TV show. So, you know what I think, guys? I believe that they threw these 3 individuals out there without stating like they were going to be Hot 97s. They just basically threw them out to the media as Hot 97's new host, right? I think they wanted to gauge what it was that the media was going to be saying. I think that they wanted to see like, yo, if we throw them out there and we do this soft run to see what it is that, see what the vibe is, and then we'll pivot. So it looks like New York spoke up. New York was like, no, we do not need anybody that is not New York raised, not New York born. So Hot 97, if you want somebody who is New York, if you want somebody who is New York raised, who knows the culture, who knows the people, you can holler at your girl. Because I am New York raised, okay? I am New York. So if you guys want to share this video to Hot 97. There are so many people out here on YouTube who have been doing this for a really long time. Okay? So you don't have to go and get somebody from Atlanta. Like New York has New York talent. So Hot 97, come get yourself some New York talent, because there's lots of people, not just inclusive of myself, but there are lots of people who would kill it on New York radio. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? All right, let's keep going. So it looks like now they're going to be running the Atlanta branch of Hot 97, which I think is hysterical. So they did a dry run and they were like, yeah, nah, it can't happen. Nobody likes you guys. Nobody's fucking with y'all. So that's a wrap. It looks like those 3 hosts are now going to be running the Hot 97 Atlanta show. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was a ploy? Do you also feel like it was a soft run to see how people think? All right. I don't know, but that's my gut feeling. I'm happy that they're still on a search for someone that is more New York raised. Okay. And let's jump into the next topic. And it's the topic that I love the most to talk about, the New York Knicks. So if you guys do not know, New York is number 2 in the Eastern Standard Conference. I think we are at 23 wins. Let me just jump into that. All right. We ended up winning the cup. There was a hella drama when it came to the cup, whether or not we should have hung the flag. It looks like the New York Knicks decided not to hang the flag, which I thought was kind of stupid because we haven't won in anything in 53 years. Okay, this is the first accomplishment that we've had in a really long time, and they don't want to celebrate that. Like, I felt like that was bullshit. I mean, I understand the notion of saying that you want to get something like, you want to get the chip, you want to get the championship ring, and that is way more. But I think an accomplishment is an accomplishment, right? So it looks like we ended up taking it. We won against the Spurs in the cup, and we're going to be playing the Spurs tonight, which I think is very interesting because the Spurs are going to be the team that I believe is going to be at the end. It's going to be the Spurs. It's going to be OKC. It's going to be the Knicks. It's going to be all of us, right? But most importantly, it is going to be the Spurs. And why are the Spurs so important? They are important because they beat OKC. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, okay? So they are the team to beat in the West, where we are the team to beat in the East. So it looks like standing at number 1 is the Detroit Pistons. Now, if you guys do not remember, in the 2024 playoffs, we played the Detroit Pistons and we beat them in Game 5, okay? So we know we can beat Detroit. I just do not know as a Knicks fan if we can beat OKC. So it will be interesting to see how those matchups come, because right now we know we can beat the Spurs. We beat the Spurs in the cup, so we can beat them. Now it's going to be interesting to see if we can beat OKC. Detroit, stand up. Shout out to all my Detroit fans. If you are an NBA fan, I respect it all. I've been a New York Knicks fan for a really long time, so you guys already know. I know my heart has hurt for a really long time. So the fact that we are winning now, I know New York fans can be absolutely obnoxious, but just understand where we come from. We come from an environment where we have been losing for a very long time. So to win, to have someone in Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, I always fuck up his name, right? We now have Mikal Bridges, Miles McBride, Kolek, who has been killing it. We now have depth, guys. We now have people that if Jalen Brunson is having a bad day, the team does not revolve around Jalen Brunson, okay? We now have people who will step up to fill those voids when Jalen's not having a good day. All right, let's remember Kolek came and he shocked everybody by shooting those 3 threes that ultimately had us win against, who was it? Was it the Pelicans? No, we played the Pelicans last night. I can't remember who we played, but yeah, we have depth now, guys. So people can no longer talk shit about the New York Knicks because we are actually winning. We actually have a great team. So I'm excited about the Knicks. So what I wanted to just really speak to you guys about is tonight's game. It looks like the Spurs and the Knicks are going to be headed in a match again. So again, this is good to see for playoff time, right? This is good to see about how the Knicks are going to land up, who they're going to be playing, and how we match up with those teams. So we know we can beat the Spurs. We did so in the cup, right? They had Wembanyama, and we still, with Mitchell Robinson, he is a beast, okay? Mitchell Robinson is really the anchor to the Knicks winning. Like, yes, I know people say it's Jalen Brunson because, He's the clutch man of the year. But I also believe that Mitchell Robinson, with his offensive rebounds, has been the reason why we've had the second attempts, have been the reason why we've had those major comebacks. If it wasn't for Mitchell Robinson, we would be lost. Okay? So, Pistons, my team, but I like seeing the Knicks. Shout out to all the Knicks fans. I appreciate that. One thing that I do want to say about the Knicks, guys, is that they are a fun team to watch. Okay? They are a fun team to watch. Like, the 2024 playoff series, even though we didn't go like where we needed to go, and the Pacers ended up beating us, like, it was such a fun series to watch. Like, we had so many games that we were down like 20 points and we came back. Some of those games were with Boston, and you already know where Boston and New York, we are just rivals. So it was such great games. That's why they struggled once Mitchell Robinson. Yes, absolutely. They did struggle once Mitchell Robinson, because he is absolutely the anchor, guys. If we're not getting those second chances, his rebounds are insane. And now I feel like they are developing him. So now he is not only just becoming just like a defensive force, but he is now becoming an offensive force to be reckoned with, because now he's actually scoring, right? We saw that he is actually making free throws. So the fucking hack-a-mitch shit in this playoffs is going to be null and void, I pray. I pray, because at this point, we cannot take another playoff series where they are doing hack-a-mitch. Like, that shit is so embarrassing. If I was Mitchell Robinson, I would be practicing my free throws every fucking day, because you have to prepare for the playoffs where they are going to be freaking fouling you so you can go to the foul line because they know you're going to miss your free throws. Like, that was something that Detroit started, and actually Boston did in the 2024 playoffs. So we are preparing I can see the growth. I can see them working with Mitchell Robinson. I can see that Mike Brown is now allowing other players to come in and develop those players in the event that we know Josh Hart just got hurt, right? We know Mitchell Robinson didn't play against the game with the Pelicans, and we actually suffered that game without him, okay? Because we're so used to him giving us like those second attempts. And I felt like that's why we struggled with the Pelicans, because I was like, why are we like head to head with the Pelicans if they're a team that's almost like last place in the Western Conference? And it's because we were missing Mitch. Mitch Robinson is such a powerful player. Like, he does all these little things that you really don't even pay attention to until the end. And then you're like, okay, he got 10, 15 rebounds. He had this many blocks. Like, he is such a pivotal player. And I think the awesome thing about the New York Knicks this season, and I could go on with this bullshit forever. So if you guys have not, let's just take a quick break. If you guys have not liked the video, please do so. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. This is where you can get NBA content from a girly. This is where you can get trending topics, real talk, real conversation, and I really want to interact with you guys, okay? So as we're taking this break, please take time to like the video. You can just pop out real quick, like it, and come back in. But I really want in this new year for us to be for this channel to be more engaging with a lot of you guys. So if you feel like I'm the vibe for you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come back. Because I'm going to be here giving y'all all the talk. All right, let's see. So shout out to Jeremy Johnson, 9488. What's up? I think y'all going to end up getting Giannis. The East is cooked. Okay, so I want to say this. At this point, like, I love Giannis. I absolutely love Giannis, but I'm like, are we willing to break up a team that is already doing so well, right? Is already like second in the Eastern Conference, to get somebody like a Giannis and have to trade our entire team to get him? Most likely they're going to want to get somebody like Cat. They're going to want to get OG. Like, they're going to want lots of people for Giannis. They're not going to give him to us without nothing. And I don't feel like we should chop and screw our team to get Giannis. Like, I understand he's an amazing player. And if he would come to New York, like, we can potentially definitely see a chip. But at this point, I kind of feel like we already are doing that without him. So Jeremy, let me know, like, do you feel like we should be chopping and screwing this team to get Giannis for a possible, like, maybe? I don't know. Do you think Giannis and something will help him fit into the offense? Now, what I think is interesting about Giannis's game is that he does all things, right? So he's what I would want Cat to be, right? Because I feel like with Cat is an amazing shooter. He can get aggressive when he wants to, but he does play lazy defense. I do feel like, and he's not consistent. The thing about Giannis, and the reason why I love Giannis, is because he is consistent. Because he plays both ends of the court. He plays offense and defense. And when he's in, he's making big defensive plays and he's making even bigger offensive plays. So when I compare a Cat who does all these stupid fouls, all these stupid offensive fouls that has ultimately turned into so many turnovers, like, I look at a Giannis and say, wow, if we had him, we would be a force to be reckoned with. But I just do not agree with the notion of, like, keeping him and, like, just gutting our whole team just to get him. That's my thoughts. I feel like we should try to do it without him. Like, we have Brunson, we have OG, we have Josh Hart, we have Kolek, we have Deuce McBride, we have all these, and now all these newcomers who are, like, stepping up and helping out. So, like, I'm like, why take that risk, right? So what's up? And if you just came in and you and like I said, you like what I'm talking about, like the video. It just takes 2 seconds and it really supports the channel. Someone wants to know, what are my pronouns? My pronouns is she, her, all girls. I am a woman, a female. And we're just doing the comments because I want to read these comments. This is hysterical. Some guy said, looking fresher than an unopened tampon. What is on y'all noggin? You guys are crazy. Someone said probably both. Chopped and screwed. I agree with Skrilla. Shout out to Skrilla Raw 81. What's up? I think they have a great chance to win without him. I agree. We have depth. We don't need him. I mean, don't get it twisted. We would love to have him. He would be such a great impact. New York City will go crazy, but I do not feel like we need him at this point. Shout out to Marty Boy 4627. Dang, girl, you talking about everything. Absolutely. We talk about hip hop. We talk about trending topics. We talk about NBA news. Like, I'm an NBA girly. I have played high school basketball, college basketball. I actually coach a girls team. So I am a basketball girly. So if you subscribe to the channel, you can get all different sides. That's what I'm saying. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, because you will be getting all different sides of me. Ooh, Skrilla, Raw 81. But Cat gives you the 3-ball, and that's the only real difference. Yes, absolutely. I feel like Cat with his 3-ball, he's like insane. But the only thing about it's like, I just feel like with his defense, and I feel like in the 2024 playoffs, he was getting into lots of beef with Mikal Bridges. And I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was lots of beef within the team internally regarding Cat's defense, because I do feel like he's a big dude and he can be so explosive, but I feel like he sometimes doesn't give it 100%. And then the team is left to pick up the slack, and it can ultimately just lead to bullshit. So I feel like for Cat, yes, he got the 3-ball. Yes, he can drive. He can be explosive, but all I need him to do is to be consistent. All right, let's move on. So someone says, do you like Stranger Things? I do like Stranger Things, but I haven't been like caught up on it. So I know like I don't know if like the new season's coming out, but I'm gonna catch up on Stranger Things so we could talk about it here. I appreciate you throwing that out. So shout out to Riley Diley 2008. I'm gonna be checking out Stranger Things so we could talk about it. Just do it 911. Your comment is just ridiculous that we're not even gonna talk about it here. Do better in the new year. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to Jeremy Johnson 9488. They need to get you on ESPN though. I would be so down. Because like I said, I love basketball. I have such a great opinion and I watch all things basketball. Like I do focus on the New York Knicks, but I do watch other teams. Like another team besides the New York Knicks that I really fuck with is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like I really do like their team. Like I feel like they have some beasts when it comes to Dante DiVincenzo. You know, um, they just have an all around great team. I feel like with them, they also lack consistency. So that's one of the things why I feel like they didn't go far when they were playing OKC. Like I think that there's times where some of the players on that team are not as consistent, and that's the reason why they struggle. If they can find consistency, Minnesota Timberwolves is a force to be reckoned with. Skrilla Raw 81. I moved from Jersey to Texas, but I was a pull for the Knicks dumb hard. Yo! Shout out to Skrilla Raw 81. I am actually in New Jersey, guys. So I'm a New York girl, but now I live in New Jersey. So shout out to all my New Jerseyans. What's up, guys? Yo, shout out to Max Payne 6139. He said Cat is too busy doing his nails and makeup. All right, let's talk about this, guys. Like, what is okay? I'm gonna be completely honest. Okay, let me sit up, get you guys a little closer. Okay, so do you guys know the latest Cat news? So he just proposed to his girlfriend, Jordan Woods. He did a whole proposal after the Christmas game. So he is engaged to Jordan Woods. Now, can I say something? Could it be that Cat is just has feminine traits, but is not necessarily gay? Now, you can be raised by all women, right? You could be someone that's raised by all women. You can be someone who has sisters. You can have someone who just like, who's raised by all women and just has like feminine characteristics, okay? Like, and not necessarily be gay. So I feel like all of the gay content that has to do with Cat is absolutely hysterical because he absolutely be doing all of those things like, ow, foul, like, he be doing that. But I feel like, first off, he can absolutely just be someone who has like feminine tendencies. Like maybe he was around women and he picked up on some of the nuances. Like I don't think he's necessarily gay. Like first off, Jordan Woods is beautiful. She's stunning. She's like his whole brand. Like I'm happy that he put a ring on it because like if you don't know, she's making you hot, brother. She is making you hot. Jordan Woods is making Cat hotter than what he is. Let's be real. She's going to every Knicks game, Knicks out. She got her Knicks nails. She got her drip on. Like she is embodying all of New York City fashion. So he was right to put a ring on it because she is absolutely helping your brand. Like she's beautiful, she's stunning. She's coming to every Knick game dripped up in the latest wear. Like some of the shit that she got on, I'm like, yo, Googling that shit so I could get it myself. Like she is taking Knicks fashion and making it like bomb. So shout out to Jordan Woods for elevating her man. If you want to say upgrade you, let me upgrade you. Jordan Woods done upgraded Cat. That is my personal opinion. The girl got style, and I'm happy he put a ring on it as he should. Okay? Yes, guys, I'm sorry. I haven't checked out Stranger Things. Like, I did watch like the first season, and I do got to get better with it. So let's do this. This weekend, I'm going to watch Stranger Things. You guys are going to like the video. You guys are going to subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to come back, and we are going to talk Stranger Things. Okay? Shout out to Street Talk, Go City. You are gorgeous. I couldn't scroll past. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the nice compliments. I so appreciate it. Shout out to Skrilla Raw 81. He said, I subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. You heard? I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Skrilla Raw. I appreciate you. All right, so let's move on. We have Behavioral Finance HQ. Hey, I'm new here. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe. Your girl is here. We're going to be talking all real talk. And as this show grows, we're going to be getting into more things. If you guys see, I've been on YouTube since 2020, but I haven't really been as active. So within the last 2 years, I have been really beefing up my channel. So I am trying to grow. I am trying to so please share this content if you feel like somebody will really fuck with it. Like the content, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And like I said, I'm be giving y'all the real for sure. So when you guys are at work, you working out, you can come on my channel and expect quick facts, funny content, and some type of engagement. Okay, so Behavioral Finance says, what's the New Year's celebration plan? So I'm gonna be real with y'all. I haven't celebrated and went out and did something in a really long time. I usually just stay home, chill, drink wine. I'm a real low key type of girl. But I do love a good party. I will say that. I love a good party. It's just there hasn't been something that excited me to go in a really long time. But I do say that this year I am trying my best to be more outside. I'm trying to be outside with y'all this year, okay? We trying to do more this year. Last year I was more of a homebody focusing on YouTube, but this year your girl's going to be outside. And I'll share something with you guys here that I haven't shared with anybody else is that I have a new segment coming on. It's going to be called The Streets is Talking, where I am actually going to take a lot of the topics that we're discussing here, whether it's the Knicks,